Derbyshire were made to wait, but did eventually wrap up a 7-wicket win over Gloucestershire in Bristol. Mark Foote, the hero with the ball for the victors, with figures of 6 for 94. An early finish looked on the cards as the last day began, with Gloucestershire on 253 for 6, having followed on 270 runs behind. But James Fuller, who started his innings first thing, soon had his side ahead in terms of runs. His partner Hamish Marshall took his time in securing the 2 runs he needed to complete a half-century off 134 balls, an innings containing 7 fours. He was, of course, in no rush, his job to bat as long as he possibly could on a pitch which did at least make a long stay possible. This game has been dominated by one New Zealander in the form of Martin Guptill, while these two, both with links to the same country, were now trying to make his efforts less important. Fuller was a revelation. In 35 first-class innings before, he'd only ever hit 150, the 57 he made against Leicestershire in Cheltenham 3 summers ago. His 9th 4 here carried him to his half-century of 71 balls. Gloucestershire was showing just the kind of fight their coaches would have expected. Foote had 3 wickets to his name at the start of the day, and he grabbed a 4th with a beauty that sent Fuller on his way in the next over for 51. Gloucestershire now on 347 for 7. The partnership had been worth 96, but the next yielded only 13 before Marshall on 79 was out to yet another brilliant catch in the gully from Guptill, who'd grabbed 2 stunners on the previous evening. Foote now had a fifer. At 360 for 8, Gloucestershire led by 90, and they needed many more than that to have enough to make a Derbyshire chase impossible in the time left. Craig Miles and Liam Norwell saw out the next 50 minutes to just worry the visitors a tad. This day wasn't going exactly to plan as far as they were concerned, even though they were still the big favourites to win. Foote was in the 12th over of his spell, split by lunch, when his odd angle coming around the wicket confused Norwell so much that he edged behind, the bowler now with his 6th success. But he wasn't able to grab a 7th in an innings for the very first time in his career, as Shiv Thakur had last man Matt Taylor caught by Guptill, his 4th of the innings. Gloucestershire were all out for 411, Foote with 6 for 94. Gloucestershire had been able to bat through 42 overs of the day, but that still gave Derbyshire bags of time, 53 overs in fact, to get the 142 runs they required to earn their first win from 2 games this summer after their loss to Lancashire last week. Just as they'd done in the first innings, Billy Godleman and Ben Slater gave Derbyshire an ideal start with a stand of 81, which more than halved the target. While the visitors had been able to boss this match because of the amazing efforts of Guptill, many others put in excellent performances, including these 2 openers who started each innings with stands in the 80s. Godleman just missed out on his 50 in the first dig, but he was able to make amends this time, getting to his mark off 60 balls in an innings which had seen the former Middlesex and Essex man strike 7 boundaries. While Slater had most of the strike, it was his partner who was taking his side home, and rather comfortably too. But then both men were out to successive balls. On 25, Slater slashed a cut off Fuller, straight into the hands of Will Taveray at point, before Godleman, with 51 runs to his name, was very well held in the slips by Chris Dent. Had Gloucestershire taken much easier chances than that in Derbyshire's first innings, then they would not have been in this position. Guptill had been spilled on 57 before going on to amass his remarkable 227 in the first innings. He smashed 11 sixes in that and now took 3 more in a single over delivered by Fuller. On this form, Derbyshire are going to miss the Kiwi when he joins his touring countrymen, even though they do have Hashim Amla as a replacement. Taylor tried an angle like Foote's, but with less success, as Wayne Madsen now hit him for 3 fours and an over as the visitors raced to their target. Alas for him, Madsen wasn't able to see it through. Dent with another fine catch to remove the visiting skipper for 20, with just 9 needed. The game was done within the next over as Wes Durston struck the winning runs to earn Derbyshire a victory by 7 wickets, one which was always likely following Guptill's astonishing assault on the second day of this game. Few innings, if any, will be better all summer long. It was only right that he was there at the end after adding 31 more runs in 20 balls. The 7-wicket success gave Derbyshire the maximum 24 points to kickstart their season, ahead of their next game across the Severn Bridge in Cardiff from Sunday. Gloucestershire had to settle for just 4 points. They won't find their next game any easier either. It's away at Inform Essex.